I'm Callum, I'm the director.
I'm Amelia and I'm the producer.
Arnie, I was the director of Daniel Thomas.
I'm Tyler, I'm the director.
My name's Anastasia.
Hi, I'm Henry, I'm the director of Buzz.
I'm Sarah and I produced Buzz.
I'm the director, Graham Burgess.
I'm Katie, I'm the producer.
Directors of Lamplight, Ollie, Patterson and Ryan.
So they're all good, but I mean, personal favourite Restless that we just saw is so funny.
Yeah.
If you didn't see it, if you weren't here, then check it out when it comes out, whatever platform it comes out on, because it is absolutely phenomenal.
I've heard a lot of things about them, and to finally see them on the big screen, I'm very impressed, especially by Lamplight, Tyler's, Van Helsing, top quality stuff.
It's interesting to see the films that my friends have made, and I'm excited to see the rest of them.
Yeah, it's been like 6 months in the plane now, and it's just worthwhile to see it all come together.
The film was amazing. It was nice that all the cast came along and the crew. And to be honest, it was very nerve-wracking watching it. I was shaking the entire time, but it came out really well.
There were pains and hardships, much like the characters within the film, but overall it was very enjoyable, and the final product was pretty successful.
Yeah, I really loved it. I think everything that could go wrong went wrong, but I think we pulled through and it turned out really good, so I'm very happy about it.
Nothing's really changed, but it's just exposed me to a lot of different ways of making films. There's been some really surreal ones, so that's something I've never really clicked with, but seeing people I know and get on with having made stuff, it's kind of opened my eyes to surreal filmmaking.
So what inspired you to create this film?
So I'd been part of KTV back in the day from like years ago, so I graduated 2 years ago, so this was kind of the first kind of short that I did after that, so it was one that I wrote and directed. It had a budget of 6K, so we cast it, so we got George involved and Johnny involved, which was really cool. We shot it over one day in a film studio, and we built a replica trench set inside the studio, and we shot there for the day, and then post on it was about 4 or 5 months.
At first, I just kind of wanted to talk about the topic because it seems like it's one of the few things that still remains quite taboo, even in our time. And when people do talk about it, they just mention it briefly or in hushed tones and don't really actually discuss what happens to the victim or even to the perpetrator. So that was my original thought. And then as I was writing it and as I was discussing it with more and more people, we kind of wanted to take a more interesting twist to it. So like I said before, like this movie doesn't exactly have a moral. So it's just showing what can happen and what does happen. And I think we managed to capture that quite interestingly.
What do you think of the festival so far?
It's been amazing. The standard keeps getting better and better every year, so yeah, it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, I second that really. I mean, this is our 3rd festival, and it's just every year it's just getting up and up and up, and like this is probably the best year we've had so far.
Yeah, I'm same with Dan because I've seen quite a few of the festivals, but I think this is like peak. It's just been amazing this year. All the films are solid.
How do you think the audience took from your filming? How do they find it?
Well, it's definitely quiet, which is good for a horror film. A few people jumping around when there were some of the jump scares. That was nice, especially when the creature appeared on screen, so you didn't have to see your own face, just your fake face. From what I gathered, they enjoyed it. They found it quite creepy. So I don't know. You guys watched it as well, so opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the film and it scared me. All right, I'll take it. I was in, like I say, I was in the film and it scared me. So I think something was definitely achieved there. Yeah, I think people took it well. I came out here, lots of people were saying that it was a good film.
What film has caught your eye the most?
It's Graham's in memoriam. There's a surprise to it which caught me off guard. Yeah? Yeah, it took like 10 minutes and then I was like, it's going, oh no, it's not going in that direction, never mind, I'm impressed.
And what were the highlights during filming?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, there was.
Milk thing? You can do the milk thing.
I think the highlight for me, looking back, was probably a scene between me and Emily where, unbeknownst to me, Henry directed her to slap me on set, so I took a full slap to the face, which is still in the film. Thankfully, we managed to capture it well enough. It really took me by surprise.
Just before the scene, Henry was just like, "So are you okay to slap Harry?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." So yeah, it was. We had to like leave and go into the next room, and we were just like almost crying with laughter at it because it was brilliant.
Yeah. It was the shooting day because it was about 4 months of pre-production trying to get everyone lined up and get the trench set built and because trying to get that all sorted out for one day on a low budget wasn't easy. So it was the day of the shoot where there was a couple of members of KTV who were involved in the crew, which was really great. and it was just a long day, and it was, yeah, about, I think it was 10-12 hour shoot.
I think just the friendships made were just solid.
Definitely. We really all get along with each other, and working together was so nice. And so, yeah, I think we had some good times. We were just laughing all the time, making jokes and working.
This is the next generation of great filmmakers. There's too many. Hollywood's relying too much on the old people. So we need the new people in. This is the next generation.
Yeah, the Oscars, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always great because a lot of the filmmakers we have this year are first-time directors for KTV, and seeing them make their first films is always like incredible to see and see what they can do in the future as well.
Would you like to take this film further beyond KTV Film Festival? And do you think you would see yourself working in this field in future?
The film's actually up for 3 National Student Television Awards already, so it's doing quite well. The biggest award it's up for is cinematography, thanks to our director of photography here and her amazing camera team that she worked with. And then it's also up for the animation sequence, so if people have seen the film, the opening title sequence is up for opening titles and animation as well.
I'm a law and English literature student, so this is more of a different experience for me. Like, I've helped out on films before and I've acted, but this is my first directorial thing, and I would like to actually continue in this field, maybe on the legal side of things actually. But in terms of this topic, it's like, again, it's very sensitive, and I think it should be addressed in different ways.
Even if it's not the most perfectly written, perfectly acted film, it's just that it's just how much people enjoy it, how much people enjoyed making it, and how much people enjoy watching it, because it's something that they are part of as well. And that's what this whole festival's about, really. It's all of us here. We haven't really got much of like an actual audience in terms of people just coming to watch. It's all of us celebrating each other's films, as it has been for the last few years. And it's, for my last one, I'm actually pretty damn happy. I've seen some of my closest friends do some really good stuff.
What were the highlights throughout the whole process? What was the best part?
I think just the crew, really.
Yeah.
I think we all just got along. We're all quite friendly people anyway, and we're all got very similar passions. We're all film students, and we all want to make things. So it was just everyone coming together and being happy in the roles that they fulfilled, really.
Yeah. I mean, aside from having fun during breaks and after shoots, but actually filming it itself was just enjoyable because we did have a clear script and a clear plan of what to do, but everyone pitched in and had their own ideas and suggested things to the directors.
Do you have any last final advice for budding filmmakers?
Just do it, literally. That's all it is. That's what everyone says, but literally, just write something and then make it, and then you learn on the job. That's it. That's all there is to it, literally. Say, it was a lot of the cast and crew that had a lot of creative influence as well.
Don't wait for someone to help you. Don't wait for someone to give you money. Don't wait for someone to tell you what to do. You've just got to do it yourself and stick to deadlines. I went to this course once and they said the best thing you can do is have a calendar. That's the best production tool, because you put a deadline, you say, I will have this done by whatever date, and if you stick to that, you'll keep making films. So it's as simple as that.
Advice for budding filmmakers: at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you make, it's about the fact that you're making content. The one piece of advice I was given years and years ago by a line producer on a horror film was get a camera, get a script, and get friends, and get filming.
I'm the only female director to direct a KTV film this year, and I think that's quite significant. And I've talked to quite a few other directors here and people, and I asked, why weren't there more girls involved in this? And a lot of the time they just said, well, just didn't think of it or didn't think they could do it. So my one piece of advice would be just go for it.
Why is film so important to tell stories with?
I just think film in its current format on digital is so accessible to everybody. It means that you can concisely tell any story you want.
Yeah, so it's sort of same importance as art, art and painting was in the Renaissance, and how I think film is art because it's the effort where there's all these people and they come together to create something that you're putting on display. It's something that inspires people.
It's a visual medium, and it helps so much in terms of telling narratives, especially when you don't have to tell narratives with words or dialogue. With film, it's the only medium you can really tell a narrative just by a person's expressions or just by editing certain shots together to create meaning. And that's what's beautiful about it. That's what I love doing, is editing stuff together, having quiet moments, but reflect upon just something so deep.